The NASDAQ saw a 14% move from October 4 to Monday, November 22, where it made this new high here of 16,212, and then reversed on Monday, and then followed through the selling on Tuesday. And today it bounced right here off its 21 EMA. This is kind of standard behavior, typical of the index here. Right now, it's 0.8% above the 21 and 4.1% above the 50. We got about 10 minutes left in this session here. We're doing it towards the end of this session. But anyway, if you look at previous power trends here for the NASDAQ, it's pretty similar action. Runs up 4 or 5 weeks and then pulled back to the 21, ran up 3 or 4 weeks, pulled back to the 21, then ran up. And that's kind of typical action. We do not know how long this power trend is going to last. This is a shorter power trend here in the summertime where it ran up, pulled back, ran up, pulled back, and then, went undercut it, came above it, and then it kind of fizzled out here. Got to the 50, pulled back to the 50 once, and then corrected. We know the correction of September. And then now we start a new power trend, and it's been going for a little more than 4 weeks. Topped and then pulled back to the 21. So I expect the power trend to continue. And, with this little bit of volatility here, of course, stocks get hit more than the index. And I want to look at some of our stocks today because you need to know where your stocks that you're holding are finding support. AMD is one of my top stocks. It's done fine. We got in it here at 89.20 and then again at 122. And so it ran up and it's easy to hold, but if you wanted to buy this thing, this is kind of where you'd want to, if you're holding it, this is an add-on point. If you want to initiate, this is a little more riskier play because there's going to be some volatility, but that's showing support there at the 10 EMA, and if that continues going forward, then that'll prove to be a good buy point. NVIDIA, the same thing. These things are pretty similar. We got into NVIDIA way back here at 206 area. It's run up, pulled back to its 10 EMA, and then blasted off on earnings last week, pulled back to its 10 EMA. So it looks like that's going to be pretty consistent support. Like I say, there's going to be volatility here going forward, but for now, this looks like support for NVIDIA and AMD. Tesla is another different kind of beast, because their CEO is selling so much stock. It broke out, ran up nicely, but then it pulled back to its 21. It's done it a couple times now. So the 21 EMA looks like support. If you don't own Tesla, which I think will be the largest market cap in the world here within the next 3 to 5 years, you buy and hold it, but this is a good place to buy if you're going to trade Tesla. Other stocks that I'm looking at, some of my favorite IPOs is Roblox. I believe this is going to be a difficult stock to buy if this power trend continues. It pulled back to its 10 EMA where it found support, just like NVIDIA and AMD. The 10 EMA provided support there, and we'll see where this goes going forward. It's going to be a volatile stock and one that's going to be difficult to handle, but it sure does have the looks of a leader. Another one that I really like is DigitalOcean. This one pulled back to its 50 for the first time. That's a gift right there. Since the breakout here, it's been running hard, finally pulled back. It went right through the 10 and the 21 and straight to the 50, found support there and now bounced. I think it's probably going to have a little trouble here at the 100 level, but we'll see. That usually proves to be a tough psychological level for stocks. Some of the other ones that you want to take a look at here, we want to take a trip to the dentist here. This thing's getting knocked down 8% today on the Nordstrom report. Let me see here. The 10 EMA is going up like $3 a day here, more than that even. Oh my gosh, $4 or $5 a day. So the 10 EMA today is 359, so maybe 363 on Friday, and next week it'll be 370 or so. If that thing pulls back to the 10 EMA, that would be a chance to buy an add-on buy. That's a very risky initiation of a stock, but if you're trading it, the 10 EMA looks like support for that stock. Net is another one. Cloudflare, one of our leaders. It sliced its 21. Looked like it was going to form a base and come down to the 50, and it still might, but it's trying to hang on to the 21 today. It's being very stubborn. So it's finding support there at the 21. We'll see what happens with Cloudflare. Hubs is another just fantastic stock. It's sliced its 50 and then rallied back through it today and is hanging on, try to hang on to its 21. It's right there as 21 EMA. Another just quality stock. Another one that I want to look at, one of our leaders, is Crocs. Crocs doing nothing wrong here. It formed this little consolidation, little base, blasted off, then came back to its 21. It's hanging on to its 21 today, so it's doing nothing wrong. Stock looks pretty good, actually. What was another one that I was looking at? It's not part of our, yeah, this is conviction list hubs. I looked at that. How about Shopify? Another one that looks like this is getting near a buy point here, the 1650 buy point. It rallied up, had a little fake breakout, shook people out right here. That's a nice shake. Back to the 21. Looks like it was going to the 50. Got support at the 21. Now it's right back at that buy point level here. 1650. It's in the buy zone. So if you're into shop, another one that'll be on the watch list today is Micron. This stock is in the computer data storage industry group, but it makes flash memory, DRAM, and this thing popped above its 200 simple moving average. I think this thing's got a buy point right there, about 85.75. It's trading right at that level right now. This looks like a good candidate for our watch list for tonight or this weekend. Tomorrow, obviously, the market's closed. Another one that's doing well, that's on our conviction list, is Callon Petroleum, getting right back to the 61.49 level, where I think that's probably a good buy point here. Callon is at 61.74, so it's right in that buy area. And one that I wanted to look at, I don't own, but is kind of interesting because this thing looks a lot like, well, let's take a look at the weekly chart. It pulled back to its 50. Yeah, look at this. Looks like it's ready to break out of its IPO base and then pulled back to its 50 just to fake people out. Found support here. I wouldn't be surprised if it just, ripped right through that 400 level, but we'll keep an eye on snow. I like the sales growth, but earnings are going to matter more. If they're going to raise rates, or rates are going up next year, earnings are going to matter. We want stocks with earnings. Here you got earnings here at AMD. You got earnings at NVIDIA, $5. You got earnings at Crocs. Here are Crocs earnings. In 2022, they're going to earn $9. At a 20 multiple, $180 stock, it's still cheap. So anyway, I'll do a conviction list video by the weekend. Anyway, we never give up.